30 minutes maximum can be conducted online and through telephone. Barring the challenges of the network that I've had, I re-emphasize the fact that market research is very useful now and beyond
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Our speaker, we are sincerely sorry for the mix-up and all of the challenges that come with the network. But interestingly, we don't have so much time on our side. So please bear with us because we want to manage the time so that we can wrap up the whole event. So we'll be bringing our next speaker, in just 2 minutes after this. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That was a great one. And I hope you did enjoy that presentation. Yes, we are going to the very last of all our presentation today. Sincere apologies for the network. I can understand with our speakers. We are also having that challenge here. We have about 10 networks here. We'll get better as a nation. Mr. Benito, we really understand and we sincerely appreciate you. So sorry but I can assure you, like we did mention at the beginning, the network is a young marketing professional network, and we have our platform, and we should be launching our website this week. And so we are going to bring you back to share with the team, to share with the young professional marketing. This is just a general program that we have given more people to opportunities. So we will bring you back, and all of the material, I can assure you, will be very, very useful for us. So don't worry. We'll see how much to do, and I appreciate you sincerely. Again, I want to apologize, to my Oga Patapata. I'm so sorry, sir. It was not intended. We really want to manage the time, but network and other logistics. I'm so sorry for our next speaker, because we have actually delayed him from doing other things, and he's a very busy man. I can tell you that. And also, we want to make him to wrap up the whole event, because he's a powerful man that you must all listen to. And I want to tell you, this is not the time to leave the scene. You must listen to him. And I'll quickly introduce him. Dr. Rotimi Oladele. If you know him, Dr. Rotimi Oladele is the immediate past president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. He was at the time the vice president of National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. He's also the founder of Entrepreneur Institute. Mr. Rotimi Oladele has done so many businesses at his, that handles and manages, and it's a very wonderful Nigeria that we want to celebrate at all times. He's someone that encourages the young person or young people. And I must say to you, if you have privilege to come across or meet with him, he's someone that you want to listen to and you want to be encouraged, listening and participating in his session or any moment you can spend with him. He's very busy, and I can tell you that he's a very busy man. I don't want to go through all the profile because we will not leave here today, but I can tell you, Mr. Rotimi Oladele has contributed immensely to the marketing circle in Nigeria. He has contributed immensely to the entrepreneurial circle in Nigeria. He has contributed immensely to the academics in Nigeria, and he continues to encourage the young people, like I did mention. So please join me with a rousing welcome. I will unmute you so that you can help me welcome our great Oga Auditor, so that we can welcome you together. So if you are still online, please join me to welcome Dr. Rotimi Oladele to take us on the last session.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, let me bring him up. All right, sir. I hope you are ready for us, sir.
Yeah, where is he?
Okay. I'm trying to... Hello, sir.
To check his network.
Okay, we are trying to locate his handle. Hello, sir. Check. Sorry, we are trying to get his end fixed.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, sir. We can see you now.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Yes, we can hear you now, sir.
All right. Well, let me just quickly go to business. The thrust of my discourse is COVID-19. And what we are to talk about is public relations strategies to help brands survive beyond COVID-19. Is it possible for you to expose the slides from your end? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. I will do that now. I will do that now, sir.
All right. COVID-19 is a virus-bred pandemic.
You see.
It paralyzed interpersonal and grouped interactions on which marketing thrives. It reduced communication and contact activities drastically, almost to zero level. It is a global incident, no doubt about that. And it is an infectious emergency too. It is a crisis with all-inclusive reach. There's nowhere you can hide yourself that COVID cannot get to you. And of course, it is a crisis with all-inclusive reach. It is yet to have specific Medicare, as all efforts still involve trial and error. So there is no specific cure that we can rely on for now. And because of that, it is a long-term damage to economy in its entirety. It has changed the total scenario of marketing and marketing communication. For example, space, which is a beauty of display and transaction, is already eliminated out of marketing system. So it's not necessary to have a space any longer. The warehouse can be on your tablet or even your handset. The showroom can be there. The whole warehouse and showrooms of Konga and the likes, they are all available portably on our telephones. It is now online economy. And if it's now on online economy, you have buyers market more than sellers market. But the sellers market you have, they are more of survivor items, especially food items. Because if you need food, it will reach you anywhere. And the person selling commands the dictate, he commands the times of business. And when you look at brand survivor, the brands are identifiable phenomena. It could be human being, it could be a product, it could be an event, it could be a place. The features of brand as entity or personality calls for enhancement, redesign, packaging, fitness, portability, safety, taste. So all these are the features of survivor. Move on, move the slide on. Yes, that's why we are. Leave it there for now. The branding perspectives, brand image varies according to the nature and the attributes of the entity called the brand. A brand can be a person, like a musician. A brand can be a liquor, like a bottled drink, or a jar of ice cream, or a bar of soap. Each of the above has identity, distinguishing it from any other brand. For example, a policeman in uniform is a security brand. Pepsi Cola in the bottle is a food item. And of course, Lux soap to take your bath is another brand. For anything to be branded, there is the aim of making it up to be attractive to a particular target market. or a stakeholder. Branding involves identification elements such as the name, the color, the size, packaging, volume, taste, and so on. The strength of a brand normally determines its survival in a normal situation. This strength could be any of or combination of the following among others. It could be aesthetics, which is the beauty of the product, or taste of the product, or price of the product, competitiveness of the product, color or size, safety, reusability, or availability as well as durability. All these features determine how strong a brand is. Then, public relations strategies. Before we can apply it to the brand survivor, we must know what it is. Public relations itself is made up of communication and interactive activities aimed at creating, maintaining, and sustaining a mutually beneficial relationship. Sustainable relationship and mutually beneficial exchange are the two major benefits of marketing derivable from public relations as influencer and fertilizer of brand promotion. If we look at public relations strategy, simply put, a strategy is a gradient of calculated steps taken to achieve a set of goals. Strategy is a bundle containing a set of tactics. Public relations as strategies, therefore, can be various bundles of communication and interactive tactics aimed at creating relationships and which are sustainable and mutually beneficial to every stakeholder. So you can talk about distributors, brand valuation, consumers, markets, internal customers, external customers, the media, then stakeholders of interest. And then this is what we refer to as this 360-degree audit of stakeholders. Public relations goes beyond customer relations or customer care because the customer is just one out of so many stakeholders. So to survive COVID and to remain surviving after COVID, every brand requires a good mixture of balanced relationship with the stakeholders that are critical to it. If you are a business that is set up as a small business in the corner of a village, the people who gave you the land, the community members that build around your shop, these are causative stakeholders. And if you are not keeping them as friendly as necessary and you are not maintaining relationship, you might lose the entire business by the time somebody says you should leave, you should pack and go, leave the land for him. His father that owned it is dead and he's now thinking of doing something else with the land. So if you are chased out of the land where your kiosk that you use for selling your coke is placed, you are out of business. And simply because you could not maintain cordial relationship with a stakeholder that was critical. And if it's a big company, a good example would be a situation where a community gets into riot to say, well, you did not employ any of the indigenous into your establishment and they know you are making a lot of money, then you bring people from other parts of the places and so on. That interest not protected can decide to send you. A good case that came to my mind was an oil company that had a filling station built on a land provided for children as playground in an estate. And because they had money, they were able to buy governor's ratification over to build is stationed there. But the retirees, who are so many as residents of that environment, they went to court, they challenged that company, and they challenged the governor's ratification, which overruled, as at that time, the original C of O that was given. So when they lost in court, the residents lost in court because the oil company had money. They went again to the tertiary stakeholder, which was, as at that time, UNICEF, protecting the interests of children. And UNICEF wrote to Nigeria as a country to say, well, you are a signatory of this convention, displacing children from a playground and using it to build a filling station to sell inflammables and toxicants is not allowed. It's against the convention. And that was how that oil company had to back and toe the line of sense. But by the time public relations came in, after some years, to say, okay, we want to build a very spacious children ground for you. The one that you built on that land we wanted to buy is too small. Now that we are back from court and we are a good corporate citizens, can we talk about something better for the children? Why we go back to that place and still use it as a filling station? Memorandum of understanding was signed. And then what they thought was not doable, and what was not doable by legislation and litigation became doable through public relations. So these are the kind of strategies that we sustain businesses during and after this experience of COVID-19. Survival itself means an escape from threats or from death or from accident. For instance, COVID-19 is a threat as well as an agent of death against both human brand and other types of brands, be it a body corporate or service or a product. COVID-19 granted almost every human effort by contagious spread among people, compulsory restriction, individual and group demobilization, insecurity, compelled ill lifestyle, suspension of open events such as exhibition, concert, trade fair, demonstration, sport activities, and others. PR strategies for brand survival beyond COVID-19. Coronavirus may not live in a hurry, and its negative impact on both public relations and marketing will remain causative. Hence, the need for public relations strategies to fortify brands. It is important that every brand fortifies itself with public relations now, so that it could sustain relationships that will be able to sustain its future. Public relations strategies for brand survival beyond COVID-19. The first strategy is social responsibility, which must permeate relationships and stakeholder engagement. How can we link social responsibility with COVID-19 for business survival? We can remind our stakeholders about COVID-19 protocols, which are essentials now. The protocols are essentials. We must all observe them on a daily basis. So there are needs for reminder communication, reminder channels, reminder information, reminder content to help our stakeholders, our consumers, our retailers, our wholesalers, our stockists, as well as our other stakeholders. Then we need to also assist them, if possible, with preventive devices and kits as giveaway items divided among attributes like age, gender, social status, and the rest. So reminder communication exposure can be for key targets. Or anybody who remembers you during difficulty, during sickness time and so on. You remember him also that he's a good friend. So how many organizations can your brand partner with for safety, for support during this very serious Corona-19? The second one is the social media pathways. I am happy that this summit has covered a lot of related subject matters that we reinforce each other as participants remember. The gentleman that worked on digital marketing did a lot in this regard, especially to sell products and services. But my own concern is to look at the social media as pathways to build stronger relationships, to reassure mutually beneficial exchange, which is business, which is marketing. And that is why it is important to know that now technology will remain overtasked as a result of sweeping restrictions against social gathering, public crowding, and all kinds of fellowshipping, like religious centers, clubs, hotels, and bars. More than ever, every social media platform has provided alternative approach to sustainable relationship and mutually beneficial exchange. You can see that the two variables, sustainable relationship and mutually beneficial exchange, are being repeated so often because that is the secret of success for the synergy between public relations and marketing. Virtuality has taken over the conventional spaces for business. For example, a webinar has taken care of seminars in hotel conference rooms, like this marketing summit we are having. If it's a co-hotel we are taking, the Voya or the Hall, we know how much it will cost. And the planners can never ask you to come and pay 5,000 for a function that will hold at a co-hotel or Radisson Blu. But because technology has made it more accessible, more available, and more portable, so you are asked to pay a token of 5,000, even with all you have listened to and with a certificate in your hand. So product exhibition at trade fair, product launching and cocktails are now doable on Instagram, LinkedIn, and others. Annual general meeting is now a regular feature on Zoom. Stakeholders can be segmented in many ways for brand update, for brand renovation, and for brand demarketing as well as continuous communication if need be. So you can do your stakeholders mapping, segmentation of your target audience, and then take care of them one by one with public relation strategies. Warehouses are now online with every detail, every clarity, and space achievable in the real physical sense. So if you enter any virtual shop or virtual supermarket now, you can go to medication, you can go to hair care, you can go to sanitaries, you can go to food, you can go to vegetables, you can go to spirits and wine, you can go to beer. Any sector of the supermarket you go, it's like you are working in a real physical supermarket. So the hiding place and the place of strength for every brand now is the social media platforms. Product portfolio, clients file, invoices, delivery notes, stock balances with prototype of and samples of the products are all realities on the handset or tablet or desktop. Competition monitoring and analysis of the brand share of the market are strategies on the go via social media. We just listen now to an expert on measurement, research, evaluation, and as marketing spaces. And you saw what he was trying to say, how we can measure everything that we are doing relating to marketing and public relations. So that is a very strong corner for public relations to impact positively of marketing during and after COVID, because you can always measure. Now that the victim of COVID-19 is increasing, so what can my product do to maintain its sales shares, profit shares, and of course, which new opportunities can my product get out of COVID impact? Because it calls for innovations. There could be a lot of market gaps, discoveries, opportunities coming out. And the more we find out, for example, a very smart Spanish company that was into spirits and high-level alcohol discovered that sanitizer has a higher percentage of alcohol. And they also found out that the quantity of alcohol they will need to make sanitizer was far less in 100 units than the alcohol needed to make a bottle of alcohol of 13% or 15% to sell. So they quickly diversified and started manufacturing sanitizer. After 3 months, the decision was that it is better for us to use our materials to make 80% of our stock sanitizers and 20% spirit and hot drink, as long as COVID-19 is lasting, is trending. So such a company may prefer COVID not to even go, because the more money they are making, and but that is not a good advantage. However, they were able to explore the opportunities that the situation gave them. So we need a lot of product portfolio creation, products, clients file and profiling. We need to profile every segment, every market, even every customer. We need to profile the time, frequency of purchase, volume of purchase, and then even the duration of payment, turnaround time of delivery. So feedback analysis is a brand performance with the aim of updating aesthetics, safety, competitiveness, weight, color, and of course, as a premium strategy. Then there are other PR strategies. Delivery and mobile service, they are now trending better than before because people are now more at home. They order online. A cyclist come and knock your door and deliver. Even you can stay in your house without cooking, visiting your kitchen, because they can bring breakfast, they can bring lunch and bring dinner, depending on the size of the family. Then smart banks, they do delivery banking. If you're a money bag that must spend cash, the bank can deliver to you at home at a fee. So, and of course, consumer compensation, product use training, how to use a product is not, the training goes on online. You don't need to go to the factory. They don't need to send a salesman. They can send a recorded version if you cannot read. The consumer compensation, branded giveaways. Bunting and merchandising. Bunting is like flying a flag. It is not just banner. It is when you position a banner on the high table of an event, even virtual event for that matter. So everybody that is watching the chairman of that occasion must be watching your banner behind the chairman. That is called bunting. And the same thing goes for other arena, like if you are watching football, if you position the banner of your brand behind the goalkeeper, it becomes a bunting. And the merchandising is when you use printed materials or video materials to remind people about your product. Just like in those days when Guinness will paste around everywhere. Guinness is good for you. Guinness is good for you. Guinness, that short message everywhere is a reminder ad, reminder advertising. And it's a public relations communication, creating awareness, and then of course, reminding those who have been patronizing, but creating awareness for the new buyers. So during and after COVID, brands will need such smart moves. Then, if you cannot be a sponsor of online events, you can co-sponsor, because that is where the masses are. That is where the market opportunities are. That is where you can find your consumers, your users, your retailers, and your wholesalers. So you need to move away from the old road. People are now going by air, they are going by rail, and they are going by expressway, no longer on third road. And that is just kind of analogy that can make us understand what we are talking about. Then you should also be part of the palliative messages and palliative gifts, no matter what you are selling. If you look at the palliatives being distributed all over this country, you will be surprised that food item manufacturers dominated the scene. Then out-of-counter products like sanitizer, mask, and so on also dominated. So we had two major broad divisions, food and medication. And if you look at that, most of the brands that are superior brands, or the brands you can call mostly circulated brands, they were still the dominants in the system. They were still the one that you can see everywhere. In fact, I laughed at some presentations to government and the COVID task force. When I see a company who is not talking about his own brand at all, there is nothing you can say about the brand that they represent. They are not even wearing the T-shirt of the bank or insurance company they represent. All they do is to dress very well, put their mask, and come and bring packets of biscuits or spaghetti of a particular company. So the hundred of cartons they are offloading rather from that vehicles, is each one they carry is a promotional strength to the manufacturer of the food item they are donating. But in their own case, the only place you find their names when you read the caption of the picture, or when you hear the presenter say on behalf of ABC Bank, ABC Insurance Company, we are donating this. But when you look at the donations are brands of another organization entirely. So that is the kind of thing that we watch. The public relations strategies and product life cycle. We are all marketers and we know very well what product life cycle means. That is the total lifespan that a product lives and what happens to it. Introduction, which is at birth. Growth, then saturation, when it makes the highest income, and then decline when it's tired of breeding money. So introduction, the birth time, requires public relations for cultivation of relationships. The growth requires public relations for maintenance, so that our friends who have adopted us, existing consumers and customers, should not leave us. Maintenance, we continue frequenting them and giving them the promises fulfilled. Then saturation point means public relations for harvest and fortune. Yes, this is the best time. Let us get the best out of the best, and let us make our fortune before somebody else jumps into the scene. Then decline situation, that requires PR for successors to be introduced and diversifiers to be adopted. So public relations must look for successors, must also prepare them ready for the role of taking over. And the same thing, diversifiers must be identified and trained to bring their own ideas, inject fresh ideas, inject new products, inject new buyers for existing products, or go to a new market for existing products. And this is where diversifiers are relevant. And they must be recruited, empowered, and encouraged by public relations. Each stage of product life cycle has its peculiar target audiences. Hence, peculiar public relations strategies to manage each. At birth, researchers are needed, regulators are needed, promoters are needed. Growth, wholesalers are needed, retailers are needed, merchandisers are needed. Saturation, bankers are important, competitors must be watched very well, suppliers must be taken good care of. tax office must be complied with, regulators must be complied with. Then decline, successors must be introduced, diversifiers must be adopted, like I said earlier, and with a lot of motivation. There are some public relations efforts that I regard as cosmetic efforts. These are very, very necessary if we must keep our brands beautiful and marriageable. If we don't keep your damsels, your junior sisters and your daughters very attractive in this era of beauty-driven love, we may not help them to get hooked on time. And that is the reason why throughout the life cycle of any brand, its concerted effort will always be to achieve the dictate of AIDA model. And what is the AIDA model dictating? This becomes more realistic under COVID-19 and beyond. The brand must attract attention. That is A. The brand must arouse interest. That is I. And the brand must motivate decision. That is D. And the brand must facilitate action. That is A. AIDA model is necessary to be achieved as public relations and marketing goal during and beyond COVID-19. In conclusion, public relations must continue to fire communication content. It must continue to fire channels. It must continue to dictate relevance of both the channels and content via technology for enduring relationship that will deliver mutually beneficial exchange, safety, and continuity. Thank you for listening.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, sir. That was short, sharp, and straightforward to you know, we want to say a big thank you, sir, for that shot. Now, before we call it a day, we will quickly take questions. All right, so if you have any questions, you may share with us, and we can then, you know, do the closing ceremony. We still have Mr. Grant Lee online, and it's going to be part of our closing ceremony. Let me say this, for those that are going to wait to the end of the closing ceremony, and you have indicated interest for the certificate, we will give you double for your certificate. We've just decided my friend Lorat Consulting will be giving you the second certificate aside that of the Young Professional Marketing, Marketing Professional Network. So double certificate, amazing, amazing. So if you wait to the end to the witness of our closing ceremony, you will surely get that. So if you have any question, quickly you want to share with us, this is marketing, and we must be professional. We must do it. We must display it. We must sleep, eat, and drink marketing. And I want to say to you, oh, fine. Dr. Yusuf is also online. So we are having all our facilitators coming on board to share with us for the closing ceremony. So we are going to give any one of them 30 seconds to just give us their passing word. And then if you have questions, like I said, quickly, let's have it. We're going to take as much questions we can take. Now, you can have some questions along any of the discussions, from the opening ceremony to this last presentation by immediate past president of Nigerian Public Relations, NIPHAM, and also a past vice president of NIN. This summit, if I have my way, I don't want it to end. I think I've learned a lot. My knowledge has increased, has expanded. In fact, let me say to you, any company that want me to work for them now, I'm going to charge times 10 of my work. I can't come out of this summit and then you think I'm going to remain the same. Engage me on sales. I'm telling you, I'll sell the whole stock, and the production line will have problems. Engage me on population. Your company will be known everywhere. Engage me on digital marketing. Oh, fantastic. Now I have more knowledge about research market. So for me, I am a generalist now. You can be a specialist, but I am a generalist in marketing. Like I said, this is just a marketing MBA. And I can tell you, there's nothing you want to hear in Harvard, I'm sure Dr. Yusuf will tell me that in the institutions in Canada, in UK, that have not been taught, because these are professionals. These are professionals. So quickly, I would take now, I don't know who is using Infinite Alt 6, so it may be difficult to know who is that, but if you change it to your name, to make it be communicated. So I would take a very short and quick one, all right, so you can take your question.
Good afternoon.
So if any, you can unmute yourself and take your question quickly. Unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. My question. Okay, I want to thank you very well, Mr. AY, for this great opportunity granted to us. All your marketers, the whole world who have joined up for this particular summit, I believe we're not remaining the same at all. No matter how much we thought we knew marketing, PR, branding, social media, and the rest, but I can tell you, I'm not going out the same. But the point I had wanted to raise was the second speaker for today, who talked about the digital marketing. But I had wanted by then for him to throw a little light on when he was talking about marketing automation. That is a very big one, but though he wasn't given, there was time was not too on his side for him to explain that. That was my major question I had wanted him to, if he's still online, he can say something about it, but if not, good, we'll just Google it up and get more insight about it. But in the whole, I can tell you, this summit is awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fedi, thank you. If Doctor is online, however, I think it's not online because he has other schedules. But if it's online, he will talk. But if not, I believe we have people in the house that can. So, and I'm sure they've taken those. So we just asked about 2 more questions, and then we can get reaction from our facilitators that are still online. All right. So, Alt, we call it Alt 6. We don't. It's not that we don't have your name. So quickly ask your question. Alt 6. All right. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Just go ahead. We can hear you. Ask your question.
On the first premise, I need to commend the organizers of these cerebral-driven summits, and also all the facilitators.
I think you're having a bit of challenge with your
my network. Okay, my question. Let me quickly go to my question. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? 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 Okay, my question. Okay, my question is to Dr. Rotimi Oladele. Considering the social distance directive by the federal government, what will be the place of publicity stunt in the scheme of marketing communications as a whole? What a strategic direction or another suggestion can make that a niche service PR firm can take to conduct a publicity stunt for its campaign? Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm sure they get that. So any more questions? One more, then we can go. We can get responses to the questions. Okay. Okay, so I don't know any of our speakers that would want to help attempt to answer that. Dr. Ganli, Dr. Yusuf, if you want to help us out, you know, you could. Mr. Denito is online. Dr. Yusuf is online. Mrs. Ebola Joko is online. I saw her. Any of our speakers that want to help us out, you can do that for us, please.
Okay. Good morning, gentlemen and ladies. So it's my pleasure. Let me know which question you want me to answer, and would be very happy. And I'm sure that Grant is there too. So
Yeah.
select one question to me, Ayo, and I would be happy to answer.
Okay, thank you, fantastic. Okay, thanks. All right, Mr. Denito, did you get that question?
Oh, the regarding the marketing communication.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, in times of pandemic, I'm not sure how things are in Nigeria, but I'm following very close what's going on in Africa and Brazil. As you know, Brazil is the ranked second after the United States, unfortunately, with cases, and that has been impacting the marketing profession in all senses, as you have discussed like extensively in the during this event. Communication is still, as we said, we need to shift communication to the marketing, to the digital part, and social media plays a major role in this, and digital marketing as well. So the directives, I'm not sure if I'm like enabled to answer the question regarding Nigeria. However, I think I can speak to the marketing communication in general, and there is a huge shift towards digital communication and social media communication. How the directives are going to affect, I think social distancing is something that that is mandatory nowadays everywhere. And here in Canada, we practice very, very strictly this. So if we're talking about experiential marketing, for example, which I know that was covered during this event, it has to have a different shape in terms of how do you not only communicate this to the audience, but as well as, you know, how do you advertise that? So it's basically it's answering that. I'm not sure if I got the question right, but basically answering shift to digital and social media. This is the way now to deal with, you know, the situation because of social distancing, as well as for the future. This is the new normal, and we have been doing this for a long time now. I'm not sure if I covered the question, because I'm not sure if I understand.
Yeah. I think you touched on the question. So you want to add to that, Gwanli and Mr. Denito too?
I would only echo what Dr. Yusuf just mentioned. It's my same experience. Social distance. I just came back from living for 6 months at my home in the Philippines, and I can speak to that. It's certainly more strict than it is in Canada, in Ontario, social distancing, and it does affect businesses. Businesses are only slowly reopening. The government is very strict. In a country of 110 million people, I think the deaths now, I haven't checked it, it's probably 1,700 people in a population of 110 million. So you got to understand that way that Filipinos are very concerned, and businesses react that way. When in the village where I live, when the government put the directives out for closure, everybody closed. There was no protest. When the government said wear a mask, everybody wore a mask. There was no protest. And you can see the results on that. Now some of the small businesses are being allowed to reopen, and very, very carefully, step by step. And as the government tries to manage social distancing and how it relates to small businesses and how they're marketing, people are able to feed themselves again. You have to remember, in that economy, there's a large sector that lives day by day. Whatever a person makes that day is what they have to buy their food with at night. So small businesses are really impacted by COVID in the Philippines, and small businesses rely on community to be able to survive. So I hope that sheds some light into a different country and the way that COVID is being managed and how it impacts business. And good morning, Dr. Yosef.
Good morning, Grant. Good morning. Good to see you.
Thank you. I don't have to cover for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Darrington, are you still there? You want to add to this discussion? Yeah. Okay, let me unmute you. Please unmute yourself, sir. Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, I've done that. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. My reaction comes from a statement by Dr. Yusuf yesterday that COVID-19 has only come to accelerate change, that change is already very imminent. The restriction by social distancing is only an indication that we don't necessarily have to crowd ourselves together at any point in time. You often pass through, for those people who know Oshodi very well in those days, passing through Oshodi is a terrible experience. A tumultuous crowd moving in the same direction or in opposite direction, you know what I mean. Now that the law of social distancing is everybody is being careful how we walk about in the open. And then the issue of another change is the issue of virtual contact. In the business world, across borders, we had embraced some element of online connection. You brief online, you discuss online, you take solution online and all that. But locally, we were still enjoying physical meeting. Every simple thing the client will call you. I could remember one of my experiences being summoned to Abuja within 24 hours, only for a meeting of 5 minutes, only to be asked, are you ready to take on new locations or not? And I was like, gentlemen, you remember to come for this meeting, I had to book a flight, very expensive, pass through the airport, pass through the long drive from the airport to your office and all that. You could have simply asked me on phone whether I'm willing to take on new locations or not. I guess COVID-19 has come with some positive side as well. And part of it is that it reduces our emphasis on physical meeting and physical contact at all times. It allows more time to meditate, it allows more time to do some intellectual work and all that and all that. So the only thing that keeps bothering is what level of infrastructural support do we have to enjoy, see what we pass through today. Are the network providers catching on this opportunity? Are they providing more improved services to support our livelihood? Have they seen this as an opportunity to improve their services and charge more? People will be willing to pay. Because now, I would like to have each free 8 hours, 10 hours connection with anybody anywhere in the world and pay for that. It won't be as high as traveling, as booking a ticket, as driving, and so on and so forth. So the new normal is a welcome development. If it saves all the stress we enjoy in the whole normal. Thank you very much.
The network is still doing all sorts of things. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Aderinto. I guess the conversation, like I said, we continue. Because platform is a learning plan. Those that have let us seen around that you really want to be part of this. The Young Marketing Professional Network is an international one, and it's just established for this purpose of learning, mentoring, coaching, and exposure to information that can help you perform excellently well on your job and become a more professional, expert, and a thought leader in the marketing And as you can, all these presenters are professional in their chosen specializations in marketing. So we can't really to, yes, I'm not the one to do this, but just to add to whatever she's going to say, that you really want to be part of this. And this is just our flagship program. We have many other programs that you want to be part of. And of note is our new, benefit, as announced yesterday by Dr. to partner with the Chartered Institute of Marketing Management, Ontario, Canada. And I can also say to you that we are firming up with American market. We are in talks with Chartered Institute of Marketing UK. And of course, yes, some of us are members to be professional. It's a pandemic has given back to, and so they want to look elsewhere. So we will just take 2 more questions because this all next maximum of minutes. If any question you can need to that that's our close ceremony. My sincere apologies. We'll soon wrap up. Like I said, the network is misbehaving somehow, but we will get out of here very soon. Okay, so like I did mention, we will start our closing ceremony. And I want you to enjoy this part of our closing ceremony song. Very wonderful one by Koba.
I've been down.
Which one? Which one?
No one thought
Are you on?
that I would ever come this far. proof that nothing is impossible. I beat the odds when hope was nowhere to be found. There was a strength that carried me through every obstacle. It lets me know that it's too late to give up now. And I am not afraid to climb another mountain, to risk it all, to face my deepest, darkest fear, to live a dream much bigger than I can imagine. Cause I want the world to know that I am here. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, and there's nothing that can bring me down. I believe that dreams are untamable. I believe that wings were made to fly through the impossible.
Come on, let's sing it now.
Thing that can never bring me down.
Yeah, if you believe,
And I wanna
yeah,
reach
we are going to the high.
what is mine.
Oh yeah, I believe.
I believe that I'm unstoppable.
Are you stoppable, Dr. Graham? What do you think? Dr. Yusuf, what do you think? Yeah, I believe. Come on. Oh yeah. There's nothing, really. That we are unstoppable, and we strongly believe that nothing can really bring us down. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually winding down, and like I did mention, it has been an awesome moment. Dr. Yusuf, just for 30 seconds, you want to give us your passing out word, and then we take all our, and then we can close, and then give the certificate. All right, yeah, I can see. Yes, I know. I believe I'm unstoppable. All right. So, Dr. Yusuf, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ayo. And I was amazed with this invitation. I have special appreciation towards Africa, as I said yesterday. I just reinforced my hope that true African leadership is rising from one of the most prominent country in Africa, Nigeria, that I have from where I have a lot of friends, and I love it. So look, thank you very much on behalf of CIMO, the Chartered Institute of Marketing and Management of Ontario. We are looking forward to be partners with you, Grant and myself and the whole team. I forgot to mention We are all volunteers. I am volunteering. Grant is volunteer. We have an amazing team of volunteers that is looking to foster the cause of good marketing. And good marketing starts with the heart. I believe that marketing has been distorted as a message along the way. That's why I was talking about the liquid marketing. And we need to retake the loveology. Love is what moves the world, not the hate. And we need to take this sentiment to our customers, to our community, to everybody, to make this word spread around. It doesn't matter what Africa has been leading by example. You African people are a great example of humanity at its deepest sense. And I know, because I came from a country where African culture is prevailing, as you know, Brazil. You mentioned Ayo, and you feel like
you are African. Brazilians and African.
So I would like to just highlight that what I truly believe is the future comes from your continent, from Africa. You are the leaders of this new movement. Take the ownership, lead by example. Let's not let the pandemic limit our capacity of being human, because we need marketing to express the best of our humanity, not the worst of it, not exploiting people, but remembering the marketing example is all about making people happy about their choices. And I believe that there is huge hope that we together, using the right thing, the right marketing practice, we can deal with this liquid world, reinstating the hope, morality in our practices, and advocating for best practices, and forming the future leaders that I can see a lot of you had in the game, and we are here to assist. We would love to assist you, and I wish you all the best. Let us know if we can be of any help. We are looking forward for the future. It was a pleasure and privilege to be part of this event, take part of this event. Thank you very much, Ayo, and all the organizers. Keep going, Young Marketers Network. The future belongs to you. The future belongs to Africa. And God bless you all with your mission.
Thank you, Dr. Yusuf. I can assure you, once the pandemic is over, I will buy my ticket and I will be with you in Canada. Dr. Granley will bring me to you. We are once together in Canada. I can assure you. I should be in Canada this month, actually. But for the pandemic, I can't buy my ticket until things are clear. So don't worry, we still have so much to do together. Dr. Granley, I'm going to see you one more time.
I have one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
And this is full disclosure. I've been pretending for the last 2 days to be a doctor, but I'm not a doctor. That's privileges for Dr. Yusuf and all the other doctors that are on this broadcast. Yeah. I'm just a soldier. I just work with small businesses and micro business and get my hands dirty. And then I work with my bosses like Dr. Yusuf. I have many people I work with around the world. And I enjoy what I do. And I say what I say. And I'm quite forward with my discussions. So everything that Dr. Yusuf just said touches me to the heart. And he knows that. And so I couldn't say anything more to upstage my boss. And I wouldn't want to, because he said exactly what I feel. So thank you for inviting me to be part of this summit. If you have another one someday, you got to invite me. I just like to listen in. I don't have to be a speaker. I just want to listen in, because I learned so much from bright minds. I just want to hear from bright minds. And in that way, maybe I can make another buck, another day, another dollar. So I'm pure mercenary. Anyway, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Brent.
So, Dr. Aderito, when you listen to his profile, you had, he's almost through with his PhD. So, but we can call him doctor in this platform, so we are not coming. So, Dr. Rinwa Aderito, you want to share your passing out message with us?
Thank you very much, AY. This is another new one. I trust you. you always start well and grow well. So we are going to grow together on this as well. And I promise my support at any time in moving the young marketing professional network forward. And I look forward to the next program. And I promise I will make myself available. AY, thanks for the good work you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, so for the certificate presentation, I will just show you a sample of the certificate. I think you can see it. That is how it looks like. We will get that to your email. And the second certificate is going to be from Lorach Consulting. Okay, so you have those two certificates for those that have indicated interest. For those that are still interested, you can send us a mail with your full name or the SMS with your full name, how you want it written on your certificate. But for everyone that showed indicated interest, you will get your copy in your box. All right, so that is that. And we want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been part of this from beginning to the end. Be sure that we appreciate your participation. We appreciate all the material that has been shared. You will get those material in your email box in the next 24 hours. We are young and vibrant marketing professionals. We under-promise and over-deliver. And I'm sure that you can see from what we have done today. And I want to say to you, everything that has happened has been done by our team. We have not engaged any expert because we are experts ourselves. And that's because we are innovative, creative people. And we have done all of this in-house by erudite member of the team. And I want to say a big thank you to all our team. I want to say thank you for, the relentless effort, the sacrifice, the volunteering, and everything you have. Even our personal resources has gone to this, and we are happy that we are doing this to benefit people. Like I did mention, if you are interested in becoming a member, you can look at the chat group. The email address is there, and some other useful information is also there. All right, so before we go, again, let us take our summit theme song for the last time, and then we'll take our national anthem. Thank you, that's wonderful. All right, we will take the national anthem now, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Arise, O come.
Thank you to everyone. We love you. Thank you to all our artists, Uchego, Damola, and the team. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see very soon. We will talk more. We'll get more email from us. Dr. Grant, thank you so much. Dr. Yusuf, thank you. Mr. Director, thank you. Mr. Lankpe, we wish you well. Mrs. Bolajoko, thank you. Mrs. Ademola Philip, thank you. Dr. Rotimi Oladele, thank you so much. We'd like you, sir. Thank you, all our facilitators. We are so grateful. And we hope to see and hear more from you very, very soon. We are indeed grateful for spending this moment with us. We appreciate you most sincerely. Thank you, everyone. If you are driving, have a safe trip back to your destination. And if you are not driving, enjoy the moment. But ensure that you keep safe, ensure social distancing, ensure that you observe the next precaution, and we will see very soon. Thank you so much. So we will do this and we'll dance out, as we end the summit officially. Thank you. Make sure you dance. If you are not dancing, we will come for you.
I've been down the road where failure seemed familiar. No one thought that I would ever come this far. When everything was telling me that it was over, still there was a fire burning in my heart. There were days I felt like I was at my lowest. I pushed so hard I couldn't see beyond the pain. I never knew I made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. That nothing is impossible. I beat the odds when hope was nowhere to be found. There was a strength that carried me through every obstacle. It lets me know that it's too late to give up now. And I am not afraid climb another mountain, to risk it all, to face my deepest, darkest fear, to live a dream much bigger than I can imagine, because I want the world to know that I am here. I closer to the finish line. I know that every stride would lead me to my destiny, and I want to reach away from taking what is mine. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. I believe that dreams are tameable, and I believe that wings were made to fly. I'll touch the sky, reach for the stars, do the impossible. I believe that nothing can. I believe that nothing will. I believe nothing will ever bring me down. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed that session.
Hey, yo.
I hope you all enjoyed that. That is interesting. What a way to close the whole day. Thank you all. Thank you. I love that is the way I'm coming to talk with you, Canada.
Don't forget that I'm Brazilian, Ayo. All these dances are weird. You know that, eh? We have what we call the Jenga. The Jenga.
Yeah, I know you have the ginger. You know, I attended the, what do you call it, Samba Carnival or something in Sao Paulo, so I know how the dance is. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We'll send mail to get your feedback as soon as we can improve for the next one. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Really, thank you so much. And have a nice, wonderful moment, you know, in your career. Thank you. We are grateful. We say a big thank you. All right.
Can we go?
Yeah. Bye-bye, you. Thank you, bye-bye. Bye-bye.